Welcome! Let's jump right into a really fascinating challenge today. The mechanics of semantically informed text mining. Essentially, we're looking at the massive hurdle of teaching expert computer systems how to interpret highly specialized, completely unstructured text. Think about it for a second. How does a machine read a messy, complicated clinical note from a doctor, or maybe a super technical accident log from an aviation mechanic, and actually understand the reasoning buried inside it, right? I mean, human experts do this effortlessly. We just draw on years of training. But for a computer, raw text is just a string of meaningless characters. So to pull structured, usable, problem-solving cases out of that raw text, these systems have to rely on a very specific underlying framework. And today, we are going to break down exactly how this framework operates.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to take a top-down approach today. First, we'll look at defining domain knowledge. Then we'll narrow it down to the vocabulary of domain concepts. And finally, we'll explore task-dependent knowledge roles.
All right, let's start with part 1, defining domain knowledge. This is the foundational layer every system needs. So, every single expert text mining system out there needs a foundational bedrock before it can even begin to process a document. This is what we call domain knowledge. It's the collection of factual information, rules, constraints, procedures, and heuristics that are specific to a particular field. Think of it like a giant background database. It's essentially all the vast intelligence a human expert possesses, but completely encoded into a format that a machine can actually use. Whether we're dealing with medicine, mechanical diagnostics, or aviation safety, the system needs this structured database to make any sense of the text. In the medical field, for instance, this domain knowledge is often encoded in massive structured databases or ontologies, like SNOMED CT. And having this background database is absolutely crucial because it helps the system resolve complex, domain-specific synonyms and abbreviations. It's literally how the machine knows that the everyday phrase heart attack and the clinical term myocardial infarction belong to the exact same realm of expertise rather than just treating them as completely unrelated strings of random words.
Let's move on and see how this builds. Section 2, the vocabulary of domain concepts.
Zooming in from those massive background rules, we find domain concepts. These are the specific entities, objects, properties, or events that populate a domain. Basically, they're the actual terms and classes defined in the vocabulary of that specific field. If we're operating in the medical domain, for instance, these concepts are words like pneumonia, aspirin, lungs, infection, or fever. But if we shift gears over to the mechanical domain, the concepts are entirely different. There, we're looking at terms like compressor, lube oil, leakage, or pressure valve. Now, there is a really critical limitation here. Domain concepts are completely vocabulary bound. They only describe the what of the domain. They give the system the exact terminology it needs to spot an object, but they do absolutely nothing to tell the system how that concept acts in a specific problem-solving scenario. A machine can recognize the word fever all day long, but without further instructions, it doesn't know if fever is a cause, a symptom, or just some unrelated observation.
Which brings us to the third and final pillar, task-dependent knowledge roles. This is where the real magic happens.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we get past that limitation of simple vocabulary. We introduce knowledge roles. These are the real secret sauce of the system. They are entirely abstract, task-dependent semantic categories. Instead of just pointing to a specific object, they describe the actual function or role that a concept plays in a given task. And crucially, they're completely independent of the specific words used in the text. For example, in a diagnostic reasoning task, our knowledge roles might be categories like the observed object, the abnormal symptom, the cause, and the corrective action. The system is trained to hunt for these underlying functional relationships, regardless of whether it's reading a highly sensitive medical chart or a routine engineering report.
It's absolutely vital that we clearly distinguish between these two pieces of the puzzle. On one side, we have domain concepts. These are static. They are entirely vocabulary bound. They identify the what. They're basically the raw nouns of the trade, anchoring the system in a specific field. But on the exact opposite side, we have knowledge roles. These are dynamic. They are task-dependent. They identify the function within a complex problem-solving scenario. To put it super simply, a text mining system uses domain concepts to know what it's reading, but it uses knowledge roles to understand what actually happened.
So, let's bring it all together. Section 4, mapping concepts to roles.
Let's walk through a practical medical example just to see this in action. Imagine our system reads this sentence: pneumonia causes fever treated with penicillin. First, the system extracts the concept pneumonia and maps it to the abstract knowledge role of cause or diagnosis. Next, it sees the concept fever and it maps that to the role of abnormal symptom.
And finally, it grabs the concept penicillin and maps it to the role of corrective action or treatment. Through this really precise mapping, the system has just successfully extracted a structured, logical reasoning case out of what was an otherwise unstructured, messy sentence.
And this brilliantly illustrates the true power of this framework, because we can immediately show a mechanical parallel. Watch what happens with this sentence. Lube oil leakage causes compressor trip, resolved by replacing gasket. The concept, lube oil leakage, maps directly to the role of abnormal symptom. The concept, compressor, maps perfectly to the observed object. And replacing gasket maps seamlessly to the corrective action. We are in a completely different industry here, dealing with completely different vocabulary, but the exact same logical reasoning roles apply.
So the crucial point is this. By identifying these abstract knowledge roles, text mining systems can extract complex reasoning cases from reports across radically different domains, all without ever having to change their underlying reasoning algorithms. The machine doesn't have to learn how to be a doctor and then completely relearn how to be a mechanic from scratch. It just looks for the roles. When you realize that literally millions of unstructured diagnostic logs, legal contracts, and medical reports are just sitting in databases right now, you kind of have to ask yourself, what massive system-level discoveries are just waiting to be unlocked once we teach our machines to read for the underlying reasoning?